It's the Rundown. It's brought to you by FTX, the world's most popular mobile app to trade cryptocurrency. You know it as Blockfolio when we started. They switched names, a little rebrand for these people. It's called FTX now, and it's still the #1 app to buy and sell crypto coins. They got over 10,000 different crypto coins. The major ones, the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, the Dogecoin. Still waiting for Hogecoin. FTX, still waiting. And right now, when you make any trade over $10, you can get a free crypto coin. Right now, they're doing in honor of the college football show with their top 10 rankings, we're doing a top 10 leaderboard of students signing up for FTX accounts. So here's the deal. If you're a student, you sign up right now, and you can win a $100,000 prize split amongst all the signups for the #1 school. So sign up for FTX using your .edu email address, and the more people from your school that sign up, the higher you go, and the more you get from that $100,000 pot. So if you're in college still, shit, I still got an EDU. You know
Do
that?
you really?
I think I don't know if it still really exists, but I know my Facebook, I used an EDU to log in, and I think it still exists. So maybe I'm gonna get some of that fucking money.
So I got an EDU still, I think.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, I haven't activated it in like 4 years.
We should start like Barstool U, and everybody gets a .edu here, and we earn the prize pool.
It's an educational website.
Download FTX today. Use that EDU. Spread the word on campus, and prop your school up. You can win a piece of that $100,000 prize. Very slow day. Not gonna bullshit you. We'll start, though. The one story that is pretty crazy and intriguing is, not intriguing, that's the wrong word, kind of despicable. Michaela Maroney, who I think when it's all said and done, this is kind of like bubbling and starting to gain mass appeal, big headlines. I think when it does, she's going to go down as like one of the all-time like brave whistleblowers who blew up the whole fucking thing. She said that, she's been very outspoken against Nasser and all of the sexual and physical abuse that goes on in the world of gymnastics, and she's now testifying that the FBI basically squashed all of her testimony and all of her accounts. There was reports of the head of the FBI getting beers with the head of the gymnastics committee or whatever that is, and she's basically saying yeah, I told them all about this, and they totally dismissed it, which is heads are gonna fucking roll if this is all true. And it's about fucking time, man. Gymnastics needs to be cleaned up.
Will they roll, though? Or is it one of these things where it's too far gone? Or is it there's so much media attention now that they're going to go after it? Or will they not?
No. I feel like this is, gone on long enough. Yeah. I don't know if, Larry Nasser, he hopefully gets what's coming to him. And I don't know if, everybody everybody's head who should roll will. But I think that this will hopefully effectively, clean up the sport, because they'll weed out the people who do, prop up the people who don't, I would hope. I do think these things like the Free Britney movement, I think that worked. I think the public pressure is what worked. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to happen here as well, at least I hope, because she is the right person to do it. She's memorable, people know her, she's got a big following. And I don't give a fuck. She's blowing that whistle, man.
Well, it seems to me, it's kind of like what you said. I don't think every single head that should roll probably will, but this seems to me now it's getting big enough. They're gonna pick maybe a couple. 1 or 2 FBI people, and they become the scapegoat.
Yeah, and
just kind of hammer them and throw them under the bus.
I'm sure,
which rightfully so, but there's plenty more that should be that probably.
They got Simone Biles testifying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We got
the most
big
powerful woman
names,
in all
dude.
of gymnastics is going out there giving emotional testimony.
Yeah.
It's being covered on the nightly news. David Muir is doing a story on it.
Right.
You can't ignore accountability.
That's what I mean. And they have too big of a following. It's okay, I'll just, even if you weren't putting it on the news, I'll just put it out to my 50 million followers, whatever, So I think it hopefully will work. And I'm sure the heads of everything will skate, because that's how it fucking works.
Did you watch the doc on it?
No. Some dark shit.
I haven't either.
Heard
it
it's
is so fucking
tough to get
Where is it on?
I couldn't I can't remember if it was I think it's Netflix. If it was a multiple series thing, but I watched and it was so dark and twisted and fucked up. Because a lot of the people they're interviewing now are 40.
Right.
So they're grown women with children, and they're describing this fucking freak. Which, by the way, I don't know how he hasn't been killed yet.
Larry
prison,
Nassar?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, is he in prison or is he like?
Is he just in
what's it called?
solitary?
I would think he's in some sort of solitary.
Yeah.
How like high profile he was.
Because I think
They
right
got
away
Whitey
it would be
Bulger.
curtains for that dude.
Well, the thing too is like just on like a kind of like a surface level thing. There's always such like weird little details in there that are like, how did no one say anything before? Like the one thing that always stood out to me was there was so many complaints he had that they had to be like someone else in the room
at
or there
all
was something. And I
times.
was like,
Yes.
isn't like once you get to
That
the
should
point
be
where
enough.
once you get to the point where
In
someone
the
else has to be in
room?
the room, shouldn't he kind of just be like,
Get done.
Get the fuck out of here, man!
Get
Like, what are you
done.
doing?
What a
Like that
fucking creep.
specific always stood out to me. I was like, how did like people think that? Oh, like he's had like a million weird sexual complaints, but let's just have like a checker in the room, whatever,
he
and it's
can-
all good. Like he can just keep going
He
along.
can still
Like, it's crazy.
physically
Like
'cause-
touch these
yeah.
these girls, and like
so
it's
fun.
crazy.
Like,
We
let
used
him
to
read
do-
like the MRI films or something. Get the fuck out of
It's
here.
insane.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
it's how did like everyone like that's where I think even not even just FBI people, like so many people like Michigan State should be like all these heads
Yeah.
should be getting like chopped
And
off.
even
like,
like
it's
down,
crazy.
not that they're like they should be like criminally charged or whatever, but like parents of kids involved, like you gotta watch this.
Parents who
fucking sport.
dismiss the other parents.
Yeah,
Yeah, that too, yeah.
All because like, well, you know, we're gonna like go to states or we're gonna go to
We used
whatever.
to blog like courtroom outbursts and whatnot. People used
Oh,
to do that.
I would fucking
There
do
was
it.
one of a parent, a dad, who you might have seen it. I think it happened at the beginning. It was,
Oh,
it
he
was
tried
in
to
the
attack,
documentary.
right?
The dad tried to
yeah,
attack him.
I've seen that.
I wish the bailiff kind of just did a little low lay on
Yeah.
that one. Whoops, it's
I
not
think
one.
he buckled.
I think I remember the judge saying after kind of being like, we're giving him like basically
Some
like a
leniency,
like
yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
pass on. Like we understand this is like
Yeah.
super emotional. This man literally like assaulted his daughter. Like it's tensions are high.
Speaking
Stress is high.
of parents, I'll throw this in here. We didn't put it on the list. Have you guys followed this true crime story of Gabby
Yes.
Petito, I think her name is?
Yep.
So here's the story. Her boyfriend and her are going on a cross-country like camping trip in like a van together.
22 years old,
Of course, she's a pretty white blonde girl, so it's getting
5'2",
all this
110
attention.
pounds.
Boy,
I'm read
do you
up.
have her in the fucking basement?
do it,
Jesus
Tom?
Christ, Pat.
I'm read up on it. I've been following it because it's
Got
so
her tail of the
fucked.
tape.
So to boil it down real quick, like the last contact they had with her, what their parents had with her, is August 25th. On September 11th, they were able to report her as like a missing persons. There was the boyfriend just eventually comes back home without her. The van they were driving was found parked in the boyfriend's parents' driveway, and he won't talk to the parents. He won't talk to the police, and he issued a statement that just said, we just issued a statement that said, we are aware that the police are looking for Gabby, and we hope that they find her, and I will not be issuing any more statements.
So he murdered her.
I pretty much
So he's,
so. So
he's
he killed her.
guilty.
So he killed her.
he's guilty of something. There was also a body cam footage of like a month earlier on their trip. They had like a little bit of a domestic incident where she was like slapping him, and when the police got involved, she was like, "I'm sorry, I'm like mentally like." She said, "I suffer from OCD and I have like anxiety and like emotions are running high." So like she seemed to be on edge. He is being super fucking shady about like where they were and what, and not saying anything. Could you imagine being a parent being like, "I'm looking for my kid," and the guy who last knows where she was is just like, "Nah,
They
I don't
took
want
the
to talk."
van though.
Yeah,
They took the
they
van
did,
into
they took the van and
custody,
they examined it, and then they put it back. So I don't think
Oh,
they
they
found
did?
it. Yeah, they said it's back in the parents, because I don't know if they found anything. They said right now there's nothing to charge, but like, how is that not the case? How can't? Maybe there's nothing to charge, but can't you like
No body,
subpoena
no
someone
crime.
or whatever it's called to like?
No body, no crime.
Yeah. Well, and then have you heard about the death zone?
No.
This,
oh,
this,
I have
this was
heard about
this was kind of proven untrue, but the urban legend kind of is there's a spot in Yellowstone Park that is it's touching like Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. Now, technically, Wyoming has jurisdiction over Yellowstone Park, but there's a part of the park that goes like into Idaho, and some touches the other states. So they say that no one technically lives there, so you wouldn't be able to field a jury there, so you wouldn't be able to have a trial there. So if you like kill someone in these weird little pockets where there's no jurisdiction, technically it's like there's a purge place in America where like you can get away with anything. That's what the theory is, and that's what the internet chatter was. But there is a story about a guy who illegally killed an elk, and the judge was just like, it's Wyoming. Like they have jurisdiction, it's Wyoming. But I could see some slick lawyer being like, no, it's not. It's in Idaho, and why don't you get the jury there? And we can't. So there's a lot of weird shit going on. But as of right now, nobody knows, and no no,
It's
nothing.
only a matter of time till it weighs on him and something gives, right?
The only thing I can
Unless
think
he's just like a total
Unless
psychopath.
I mean, you can't go.
so-
The only thing I
sociopath.
think though is if there was something weird where like he might be guilty of not like he's definitely guilty of not speaking up. But like
Right.
what if something goes wrong and necessarily wasn't him that did it and he's just like, I know how this is gonna look. They always look to the boyfriend first. I'm fucked.
Right.
But you're still a scumbag for not like cooperating. Because in that
Well, I mean,
case you would
I just can
cooperate.
imagine being like her parents and just being like, "What the fuck happened?"
Right.
And him
I mean,
just
if I'm
being
not,
like, "No."
the
like-
reason
Which they
the
are.
reason it triggered me was when you said the dad who ran at him. I'd be like breaking down that dude's door. I'd
That's
be
what
like,
I'm
there's
saying.
about to
I'd be
be
like,
another
I'd be like,
case.
"What the fuck
Yeah,
happened to my daughter? Like,
Exactly.
this is crazy."
Crazy.
I don't know how I deal with
Like
it.
you were there with her the whole time.
Let
like,
me know.
You obviously know.
You
what
at least know
happened.
more than the
Yeah.
rest of the world.
We hit
Jesus.
the Mcdonald Murders now for the trifecta today.
The what?
The
I'll say-
Mcdonald Murders for the trifecta.
The Murdaugh murders?
Murdaugh murders.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
God.
failed assisted suicide.
This is
oh
dude,
my
such a
yeah,
dark
so let me give you this
show.
rundown.
Oh,
This is like-
I've
You know this
briefly
one?
heard, I've briefly heard the story.
There's two
yes.
sons who both are linked to two murders of their classmates. The housekeeper ended up mysteriously dead in their house, and they paid out the housekeeper's family for wrongful death, which like you don't really do unless something happened. Then the mother and the son ended up dead with 2 gunshot wounds from 2 guns that were registered to the husband. And then this September, the husband was found on the side of the road, shot in the head, but not fatally. And it turned out that it was a failed assisted suicide. He hired his drug dealer to kill him to get a $10 million payout and insurance for his son, which I think is a pretty cool move by the dad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's crazy
bad.
because usually it's like the other way around. Like you hear these like, what are they? Like the I almost got away with murders and stuff. I feel like
Yeah.
half them is like the reverse.
Right.
Now
They're
his
like
son
trying to
just-
like kill their dad so they can get all the money. They're like scumbags.
This dude was ready to just, watch
he was
his
trying to
scumbag
like,
dad
yeah,
take
he was,
a hike and
he was
get-
trying to fall on the sword so his son could have.
Now his son just
get
has
a
to take
big
care of
check.
him.
What a guy! What a great dad. I mean, he's
Jesus.
kind of, would you rather? I said this last night at our show. Would you rather have a scumbag dad and a bunch of bills, or no dad and $10 million?
That's a good question.
If you thought that your dad had murdered your mother and your brother,
Oh, kill him.
that's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
give a
Yeah, I mean, if you
I'll
were
kill
like
him. It
pretty,
doesn't
I
need
mean,
to be
if you were
assisted.
like pretty sure of it, I mean,
Yeah, like this guy.
yeah, I mean,
It's all speculation. It's all alleged.
So I think this is a good time for me to confess.
On to some lighter topics.
Thank
Ronaldo
God.
Well,
is
this-
moving mansions because his old mansion was next to some sheep that were bothering him. I mean, yeah, fair game. I mean, when
It's
you're
rich-
fucking rich
that's-
like
that's
that,
rich
it's like,
guy
I want
shit.
everything to be perfect.
It's called "fuck you money." That's,
Yeah.
and that's
Yep.
exactly the.
Fuck those
Literally.
People are reporting this like it's the biggest deal ever. I think the house was like €3 million, which in Ronaldo speak is
It's
like
literally-
that's
blow
like
your
that's like
nose
that's
money.
like 2 games.
He paid
Right.
That's like
cash.
2 game checks.
He paid cash, and I don't mean like he didn't get a mortgage. I mean he like literally had a bag of cash. It was like,
Yep.
here's your fucking
I
house.
wonder how many bad night sleeps he had until he decided, or if it was one and he was just woke up. He's like,
Get me
"Oh, I'm
outta
done.
here."
I'm fucking done with this."
I mean, I gotta imagine out of all the bad night sleeps. I know that's a goat, I guess, right? What do sheep do? They kind of go like.
That's a sheep.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
but how? I guess like he doesn't have enough property that's having like an impact on him.
what do you
Why
mean?
does he even have sheep? Like, why does he even live somewhere where there's tons of sheep?
Well, I'm saying like
It's
why
Europe.
wouldn't his property be like
Sheep
so
everywhere.
massive
Yeah.
that how
But I
is he
guess-
like having
Yeah, just fence them off.
like just
all the
buy
way.
land? Like how does he not rich enough to just have like 1,000,000 acres and like no one's anywhere near him?
He should hire
Pay
one
to
of
have
those.
the sheep removed.
He should hire those people who just go in the helicopter and shoot the pigs. He's just got a guy in a helicopter at all times.
We got a Sidney Wells
Yeah.
video.
Just
I
land.
killed Ronaldo's sheep.
Ronaldo hires Sidney Wells to just
Honestly,
take out
she
the
should
sheep.
try to like be like fuck Barstool, just go be that person. He'll pay way more than I'm sure.
Kind
like,
of funny, the
whatever.
article says a security team had whisked the Man United legend and his family away as if as if the sheep were like a threat.
Yeah,
It's
that's
actually like it was like a kidnapping.
The threat to his good
Jesus.
night's sleep.
Ken Jennings is back in as the host of Jeopardy as kind of what's probably like an interim situation after the Mike Richards debacle. Jeopardy has my heart. I always love them. It's my favorite game show ever. Trebek, I think, was the GOAT. I loved like initially after he died, may he rest in peace, I was like, it was intrigue and who's it gonna be? And then they did this celebrity like
Boom over it.
tournament almost. It was like cool. And now it's like, you guys have
Enough.
fucked this up so bad that just pick somebody at this point. I think people are over it, and if that person sucks, like so be it.
like I'm not a big Jeopardy guy. Do you think they should go more of a route like a big personality kind of route, or do you think you have to stay more like because I feel like Trebek was good at kind of like he would throw the subtle stuff in there. He was good at it.
Perfect.
Like, do you think like they say like maybe like I'm just throwing like a Steve Harvey type?
Like
should they go more
like
like
crazy? No, it's
like I'm saying like 'cause he does like the
be?
Family Feud like more like that, like a more boisterous like outgoing.
would
Make
type
it about
route.
them.
I would
not the
like
show.
to see Steve Harvey host Jeopardy.
Come out in a
Like get
yellow
like a
suit.
comedian to do it. You know what I mean? Like someone with a little more like flair.
I think Ken was perfect. I don't know why people. I think Ken initially was a big choice. Then people wavered on it. I think Ken Jennings is the perfect. Like he's a nerd. He knows his shit. Does have enough personality. He's been on game shows. When he does these tournaments, he's the outspoken one. I thought it should have been him from the jump. I think the chance that it is him after this whole interim stint is probably on the rise. Tommy liked Mike Richards, the guy who got canceled because
That was
of his
unfortunate. That was
misogynistic.
an unfortunate turn of events. But
Tommy
he's been
was
good
a
this week.
huge supporter of Mike Richards and all
Well,
that.
no,
He stood
you
for
know,
it.
you know what sucks is Matt, the current champion, is getting overshadowed. He's the third
That's the
biggest
guy everyone
champion
hates,
ever.
right?
He's
Ever.
killing
He's
it.
like got 750,000. He's won 21 straight games.
That's what
He's
I mean.
a
They
monster.
bungled this whole thing.
And like nobody's talking about it.
Get back to
Like,
the
Doesn't everyone
I
hate
didn't
him,
even
though?
know that was going on.
right.
I think
No
he's
idea.
getting so good that people are like, they're starting to respect him.
Jeopardy in general, like this whole thing, like we get it. Trebek was great. Like, can we please just pick a host and move on?
I
I'm
kind of
like
agree,
Mike
man.
Richards had it in the bag.
Right.
And then imagine how pissed off he was. He goes,
Well,
he probably
he-
went home, went to sleep with his wife, and goes, honey, I'm gonna make myself the host. It's
Yeah.
working. It's working.
Right, I can't believe it
He's
happened.
finally gone. It's
Yeah.
working. And
That
then he got in
fucking
there.
Skunk got what was coming
They
to him.
dig up old tweets. He's out. Now he's back in.
No. Now, he's not back in. Ken Jennings is back in.
The,
Ken
the
Jennings, but he
episode's
was-
airing this
Oh,
week.
yeah,
The episode's
He's
airing
hosting
this week
because
for
it
him.
was already.
Yeah. So you'll see him back on screen.
But he's just back to being executive producer, right?
We got booted from that.
So he's done
He's
completely.
out. His life's
All right, well,
Yeah.
disregard everything
Yeah,
I
he's
said.
fucked.
Regardless,
He's
I'm just fucking over it. Make it Ken Jennings. Make it the Reading Rainbow guy. He was good.
Yeah, the fans want him. Tommy says he sucks.
He sucked.
Make it
But
RuPaul.
LeVar Burton also got railroaded. He only had 1 day of like trial runs when everyone else got multiple days. So he didn't even have a chance to like work out some kinks and
Right.
figure out what was right. So, but all this is like, okay, enough. We already kind of like ironically, jokingly turned Jeopardy into like a sport. You know what I mean? But now, enough's enough.
But think about how many days Jeopardy's been a rundown topic. Like it's
Well,
never a rundown.
yes.
Like it is like
But that's also
staying
what
in
I
the
kinda mean.
spotlight. But
This might be
it's
my
overstaying its
limit.
welcome.
I'm
Might
starting
be
to
my-
hate Jeopardy because of
because
this.
of
Like
that,
I'm starting.
yeah.
You know what I'm starting to hate is the Jeopardy fans minus Clem.
You know what? I
And
hate
Tommy.
Tommy Smokes.
I just fucking hate Tommy.
I just love Mike Richards, man.
Nate claps that. It's
Just kidding.
just. it's
Last
annoying.
topic here. Shout out to Christian Yelich, who bought 10,000 tickets for Brewers fans in the Cardinals series. I would do shit like this all the time if I had big money. By the way, 10,000 tickets is probably, even in Milwaukee money and St. Louis money, that's probably a nice chunk of change. But the amount of like goodwill and
Oh my
PR
God.
and fan love you get, like,
I
forget
mean, that's
it,
like
man.
buying like a ticket to like Milwaukee like for life.
Yes.
Like they'll just love you
They already
forever.
are gonna love him, but like
Forever.
they're building statues of Yelich now. It's just such a smart way to spend your money. 10,000 is like holy
I
fucking
think
shit.
I think that's got to be at least a few hundred grand.
Yeah.
You
I
think they
think-
comped them somehow? You think they're like?
Yeah, maybe this is a team stunt and they're making like their guy
That
the
would be
face of it. But
genius.
either way, smart move by our guy Yelich, and the Brew Crew is
They're hot.
dangeroso.
Pitching
The
is real.
Brewers have just been like right there, like right on the edge for a few years now. I would like to see them kind of put it all together. After show, the Fleming Curse. The Fleming Curse is broken. You guys,
What
I'm
a
gonna reenact.
dramatic turn.
Frank was like at
What
his
a-
desk like this, and I said the Fleming Curse, and he barely moved. I said it again. He turned up. He slowly turned and put his glasses on.
That was so dramatic.
The W in Jenga, and then the Selly afterwards.
Oh, unbelievable.
I mean-
Electric.
That was, you went
The
from
worm.
the worm to
Victory,
full-blown
the victory
breakdancing.
worm.
It was unbelievable.
I try to do something good for my victory. I mean, it's been such a long time coming.
Yeah, that you were 0 for like a trillion, and you got that W. How many blocks in was it? Do you know?
20.
Oh wow, it was an early,
That's
early, really early.
dub. Yeah, you beat up on Jelly, Team Jelly, right?
Yep.
And Any post game thoughts? Anything for the people?
Well, hopefully.
For the Frankettes of the world.
Hopefully it turns into a streak.
One to grow on, man. One to grow on.
Because, I actually know that games in September actually mean more than games in April.
Oh,
Here we go.
What else happened today? Any big news on the Mets front?
Frank, I can't get too much into it because I got to go do another show, but when you get upset, why does your brain go to, like, the craziest things? Like Sandy Alderson's son is going to run the team.
He's already running the team.
Like, what do you mean?
His son right now is the acting general manager.
And you think that they're going to fully hire
Yes.
his son? Okay.
Yes.
You think that's going to happen? And then I think you also said, what was your other prediction? Oh, that something. They were
Albert
going to
Amora.
sign.
Rojas getting an extension, I've heard.
Rojas is going to get an extension. Albert Amora is going to play every day.
Right, like things like that. Like, what are you talking about, dude?
Albert Amora is Rojas' favorite player because he's, 4 for 84.
Where was it?
Got him.
I can't even find these tweets because there's so much fucking nonsense on your timeline. But yeah, you make these predictions that are just so fucking wacky,
Rojas
man.
next year wants permission for every Met to high five the opposing player to as he goes by because he really is participation trophy.
Cano is gonna get a big extension. And
No, he's gonna be. The Mets are gonna sell it as he's the big addition.
Okay.
They're gonna say this is like getting a all-star.
I feel like I'm in the middle of like a hurricane right now, like hot and cold front coming
Frank,
at me.
just be happy that we won in Jenga, all right, man? Just be happy we got that W in Jenga.
By the way, you know that area of Idaho you just mentioned?
Yeah.
That is where my parents actually live, and I'm not joking.
In the death zone?
They live 50 miles from the death zone.
You ever kill anybody, Frank?
No.
Frank's
Not yet.
saying he's about to kill you.
Not yet. Wow,
But,
that's crazy. I
there's
always
a-
forget that Frank's from fucking Montana.
Well,
That's insanity.
In fact, there's an area by my parents that's called Yellowstone Bear World.
Do you go to Montana often?
I try to go like once a year.
Yeah.
Well, they live in Idaho. They live in
Idaho, sorry.
eastern Idaho, in like the. They
What-
can actually see the Teton Mountains from their property.
What is a Frank Fleming in Idaho day look like? Like how does that go? You wake up, what do you do?
I wake up, I hear my father complaining. My mother smoking.
Like father, like
mother's
son.
smoking.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, dad complaining, mom smoking.
My father watching Judge Judy and complaining that my mother is interrupting Judge Judy. My mother's smoking. My mother's smoking.
Mom likes to smoke, huh?
Just ripping
What kind of
Mom's
cigs does
just
she
ripping
smoke?
cigs.
Yeah, and then when my father starts complaining, they start coming like two-fisted.
Wow.
Just double fist and
I
ciggies.
think we need to do like a family Fleming family feature.
A tank
I
family
The day in the
vacation.
life.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Mr.
you
and
think
Mrs.
I'm
Fleming.
negative, where do you see my father?
It's one of those,
I'd rather not.
I had no idea what he was going to say, but I feel like we should have predicted that.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most, like,
Also,
yep,
Parlay Plus in
checks out.
Virginia.
Oh
tonight.
yeah. So tonight, Thursday Night Football, Giants football team matchup, and we are live in Virginia now with the Penn Barstool Sportsbook. So what's the parlay? What's the bet?
So if you bet up to $100 in a Parlay Plus tonight, you could do the Giants game. You could do any sport, and you lose, you'll get up to whatever you bet
Up to
back in a
$100.
free Parlay Plus.
It's one, take a shot. Like, you can go
Yeah.
big
So
odds.
what?
on.
Yeah, make
I
a
think I put one in-
preposterous parlay.
And I'm not even Virginia
Right.
getting it. I put one in that was plus like 1,400. Like, go crazy with it. If you lose, you're just going to get the money
Can
back.
you go, like,
up to $100?
crazy
You can get
with it?
nuts. You can.
Could
mean,
I
you
make
can,
like a fucking retirement money parlay
yes,
and just
literally,
break-
yes.
And then if you lose, you just get your $100 back or whatever
Yes,
you.
Get
in,
it in
in
another
bonus
free
cash,
Parlay
yeah.
Plus.
In bonus cash, yeah.
It's literally free play, flag on the play, Hail Mary, throw it out there, create your biggest,
Just
best
parlay
parlay.
everything.
Every fucking thing. Wow. I mean, the Dan parlay hit last Monday Night Football
Yeah.
for 10K, so it can happen. So download the Barstool Sportsbook in Virginia or any of these. Is it only in Virginia or?
That deal is for
the
Virginia. You
promos
could
in
bet
Okay.
Parlay
Virginia,
Plus.
yes.
So only for the people in Virginia. Everyone else in the active states, download Bet tonight. And see you guys next week for the rundown.